So, I figured I'd start off by answering the question that is on everyone's mind. Why would I choose to do my senior project about SpongeBob? Well, for several reasons. First off, I plan to seek out a career in film production and animation, so I wanted to do my senior project about a subject similar to that. Second, it's the end of senior year, we're going to be graduating in a few days, and I didn't want my project to dampen the mood by being about some sort of sad or depressing topic, like how the world has a million problems, how the government is corrupt, how people are starving, or how the environment is being destroyed. I wanted to make a project that would be fun, interesting, and something people could relate to. So I picked SpongeBob, my favorite TV show growing up, and a show that all of us have seen or at least heard of. I figured this presentation would be something people would actually like to watch, so this is my senior project, The History of Spongebob.
Kids, he made me experience high tide! Oh!
Are you ready, kids?
Aye, aye, Captain!
I can't hear you!
Aye, aye, Captain!
Oh!
SpongeBob. We all know the name. The yellow sponge who has been bringing smiles to people's faces since May 1st, 1999. The adventures of SpongeBob SquarePants and his aquatic companions were known around the world, and they continue to warm the hearts of children and adults alike. SpongeBob, like most cartoons, began as a comic strip, and several variations were made to characters over time. These are some of the original sketches from Stephen Hillenburg, the creator of SpongeBob. It featured the same characters as the TV show, but it had some minor changes. The original name of SpongeBob was Sponge Boy, shown here. However, this was changed shortly into the comic's career, and SpongeBob became the main character's prevalent name throughout the rest of the franchise. And Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy were interesting, to say the least. These are the original sketches of the aquatic superheroes Mermaid Man and Barnacle Bill. These designs are actually kept in the comic book, but changed in the cartoon. So, enjoy your nightmares. And one small note, Mr. Krabs was originally spelled with a C, and it was later changed to a K in the TV show.
I feel needy. Slaves, fetcheth me some nourishment.
Only the freshest, oh spooky one. A grape fresh from the vine, your ghostliness. A banana peeled to your liking, your incorporealness.
One watermelon
Go back!
fresh from the manure field, your spookiness.
Art thou not pleased?
Derek Dryman was the creative director for the first 5 years of the SpongeBob cartoon, and Tom Kenny was chosen as the voice of SpongeBob. These people were chosen because they had worked with Steven before on another cartoon called Rocko's Modern Life, which was another cartoon produced by Steven. Soon other voice actors were hired, such as Bill Fargerbach. I don't know how to pronounce that name, I'll just spell it out. It was the voice of Patrick. Roger Bumpass voiced Squidward. Clancy Brown voiced Mr. Krabs. Doug Lawrence voiced Plankton. Carolyn Lawrence voiced Sandy. Jill Talley voiced Karen. Mary Catlett voiced Mrs. Puff. And Lori Allen voiced Pearl.
It's called the Ugly Barnacle. Once there was an ugly barnacle. He was so ugly that everyone died. The end.
That didn't help at all.
So what happened to SpongeBob over the years? Well, SpongeBob has grown into an over $8 billion industry with more than 10 total seasons, and they're still making new episodes now. And I'm certain that the show will continue to grow and bring joy to children for many more years. However, something people fail to realize is that SpongeBob is more than just a cartoon. As I stated earlier, it was also a comic strip, and the SpongeBob universe is also home to a wide variety of merchandise, movies, and video games. There was a new SpongeBob movie that came out just a few months ago, and there was obviously the original SpongeBob movie, which I'm sure a good majority of you have actually seen. And in addition to the movies, as I just said, there are plenty of merchandise. We've all seen people wearing SpongeBob t-shirts, SpongeBob hats, SpongeBob backpacks, SpongeBob everything. And there were several video games produced in the SpongeBob franchise. There are actually so many, it's hard to list all of them. It's actually, there's a wide variety of games. Some of them are platformers, some of them are puzzle games, and they're all on a wide variety of different consoles. So, after the show grew popular, this was basically what was expected. It branched away from just being a comic and a TV show, and it became this massive boom of merchandise. And eventually, the show was bought up by Nickelodeon. More animators and voice actors were hired, and the show began producing new episodes every week, and they still are. So now, let's move on beyond the cartoon and the comic strip to the massive collection of toys and games. To no surprise, several toys and games were developed to accompany the SpongeBob TV show. As I said earlier, all sorts of merchandise were made to accompany the SpongeBob show. Plushies, SpongeBob action figures and dolls, SpongeBob Legos, a wide variety of SpongeBob video games on different consoles, SpongeBob plug-and-plays, I actually owned one of these, and even a SpongeBob-themed Monopoly. You can't walk into a department store that does not carry SpongeBob merchandise. It is everywhere. SpongeBob clothing, SpongeBob Band-Aids, SpongeBob-themed gummies and candy, and this is true. SpongeBob tampons. This is a real product that was sold in stores. As you can see, the SpongeBob merchandise is not limited in the slightest. It is everywhere, and it has a huge variety of different products. So, how has SpongeBob affected the world? SpongeBob has affected the world in several ways. Turn to someone right now and ask them if they know who SpongeBob is. Chances are, everyone has at least heard of SpongeBob SquarePants. This shows just how powerful SpongeBob really is. It is known by everyone not just in America, but around the world. Its merchandise can be found in most homes, and most importantly, the show has brought smiles to faces of millions, if not billions, of children and adults. Only a few shows can say that they were a worldwide sensation, and SpongeBob is one of them. This is just what's so amazing about the show. What started as a simple comic strip drawn by Steven Hillenburg became one of the most internationally famous animations to ever exist. Few can rival the popularity of SpongeBob, with really only The Simpsons coming close. And that about wraps it up. But before I go, I'll recap what I said for the people who slept through the presentation, because I know at least one person did. SpongeBob was developed by Steven Hillenburg and started as a comic strip. Upon its first episode, it wasn't very praised, but over time it grew into a massive universe of toys, games, and other merchandise. New episodes are still being made on Nickelodeon, and the franchise is worth more than $8 billion. So, when you get some free time, watch an episode of SpongeBob. I rewatched several episodes during the course of making this project, and I personally think that the show still holds up after all these years. The characters are still just as lovable, the animations are still creative and colorful, and most of all, the show is still just as funny as it was almost 2 decades ago. A huge thank you to my sources that helped me make this, and thank you for watching, and have a good day.
Your Highness, I'm sure it's not that noticeable.
All right.
三不五送难摘，但没得
Oh yeah, Mr. Krabs. 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 Oh yeah, Mr. Krab, crab, crab. Crab, 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 crab. Crab, 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 crab.